Hi, my name is Hisham Agbogbloshie and I'm a Jordanian Palestinian 8th grade student who has been at Azer for 2 years. This is a project for science that we have been working on for the past month. This project is called Humans and Earth Interactions Project. My topic is the Agbogbloshie e-waste dumping yard, and I chose this topic to bring awareness to the problem. Overview. Agbogbloshie is an area in the city of Accra. About 40,000 people live in Agbogbloshie. Agbogbloshie originated as a wetland in the 1960s. As the cities urbanized, a ghetto grew in the city of Agbogbloshie. The ghetto group was referred to the Old Fadama, or Ayololo. As the ghetto grew in Agbogbloshie around the 1980s, the city of Agbogbloshie became a refugee city. Refugees came from the Konkoba and Nanuba War. Soon, around the 1990s, electrical waste imported from the Akosombo Dam leading to electrical consumption. Ghana welcomed donations of second-handed electronics such as televisions, computers, etc. Ghana allowed these donations because these donations were only 1/10 of the original price of that electronic. Outsiders say it's scary and dark place to live, but insiders call it home. Agbogbloshie became a digital dumping yard for one reason. 75% of all the consumption they were getting was not reusable. These non-reusable electronics ended up in landfills. As you know, Agbogbloshie is the biggest e-waste digital dumping yard in the world. As 40,000 people live there, people have to have jobs to live. So many people there have jobs in working at the dump sites. Their jobs are to take the valuable pieces out of the electronics and sell it for as much as they can. But during the process of taking the most valuable piece out, it creates pollution. It creates pollution by releasing gases and chemicals into their atmosphere, ground, soil, food, and water. When burning these e-wastes, many hazardous elements come out, such as lead, mercury, arsenic, dioxins, furans, and brominated flame retardants. Coral Lagoon is a place in Agbogbloshie and it has extremely low levels of dissolved oxygen because of the non-controlled amount of waste that is in their water. It's not safe to enter Coral Lagoon because no human life can withstand the toxicity and the amount of bacteria. About 215,000 tons of e-waste has been imported there. Imagine how much pollution the city has. Home for 40,000 people, but it's also the biggest e-waste landfill in the world. As you know, in Agbogbloshie there are many hazardous elements. One thing you may be wondering, which electronics do these elements come from? Well, to start off with the first element, lead comes from solder, which is a piece that connects the metal workpieces. CRT monitor glasses, lead acid batteries, a typical 15-inch cathode ray tube, which may contain 1.5 pounds of lead. The second element that I will be talking about is mercury. Mercury is found in fluorescent tubes, tilt switches, and flat screen monitors. The next element is cadmium. Cadmium is found in light-sensitive resistors, nickel, cadmium rechargeable batteries. Most common form of cadmium is from the rechargeable batteries, which has between 6 and 18% cadmium in the battery. Cadmium batteries have been banned in Europe except in medical purposes, and if cadmium reaches soil, it can destroy ecosystems and microorganisms. Last but not least is the element beryllium oxide. You can find beryllium oxide in thermal grease, heat sink for CPU, powered transistors, magnetrons, X-ray transparent, ceramic windows, heat transfer fins, and vacuum tubes and gas lasers. This all equals to harmful effects. All of these elements equal to harmful effects. In the elements that I've stated before, there are harmful effects from them. For example, from lead, the harmful effects are impaired cognitive functions, behavioral disturbance, attention defects, hyperactivity, and conduct problems, and lower IQ. These effects normally happen to kids that are still developing. Harmful effects of mercury are sensory impairment, memory loss, muscle weakness, verbal domains, and staying attention. Next is cadmium. Cadmium harmful effects are if inhaled, it's bad for your lungs, which creates lung cancer, kidney damage, skills for children, and man behavior. Last is beryllium oxide. The harmful effects of beryllium oxide are lung cancer, chronic beryllium disease, and acute beryllium disease. These are the harmful effects of these elements. Non-harmful elements such as aluminum, copper, gold, iron, lithium, nickel, silicon, and tin are non-harmful to their society when taking apart these electronics. So, population effects in Agbogbloshie. So, in Agbogbloshie, they have a population of 40,000 plus people. With the pollution they have, that's not very healthy for their citizens. People in our world don't notice the small things, like how we think nothing dangerous is in our phones, or how if I do this, it won't affect the world. Well, actually, it does. People work with these materials for money, not for fun. Citizens from Agbogbloshie say it's not a nice place to live. It's very dangerous and there's nowhere nice to live. Around 2013, the government made a ban on second-handed refrigerators because these second-handed refrigerators were creating many fumes and medical problems for the workers. Also, they have dangerous chlorofluorocarbon gas inside them. Each person there gets around $1 to $2.50 a day. That's not enough for them to pay their medical bills. How are they supposed to live? This is a reason of population risk in Agbogbloshie. Many people come from the north. They work there for 3 to 5 months, then go back home to hand their money to their family. Normally, home is the south. So, the economy in Agbogbloshie is based on markets and trading. Electronics scrap processing is a fairly small activity at the market. Many electronics are imported to Agbogbloshie. The United States is definitely not the leading exporter of e-waste to Ghana. Imports arrive from other countries such as France, Germany, Korea, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. In the economy of Agbogbloshie, young men tend to work in dump sites burning e-waste. These young men also disassemble cars and appliances. Revenue from the recovery of metals such as copper, aluminum, iron produce very low wages. So in conclusion, my goal after you listening to me was for you to be aware of the people of Agbogbloshie circumstances and how they live an everyday life. Thanks for watching and listening.